What if the greatest threat Vox Machina has ever faced isn't a dragon, not a demon, not even death itself, but a godlike force that can turn the dead into an army and transform hope into absolute despair? Because if this new trailer for the Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 episodes 4, 5, and 6 is telling us anything, it's that Exandria is standing at the edge of an apocalypse. And the most terrifying part? The Whispered One isn't coming. He's already here. Today we're breaking down every major reveal, every hidden clue, every terrifying moment, and what it could mean for Vox Machina's future. We'll talk about forbidden magic, shocking sacrifices, possible deaths, and one character who may be forced to make a choice that changes Exandria forever. Trust me, the final reveal of this trailer is something fans won't stop talking about. Let's dive in. Right from the opening seconds, the trailer establishes a completely different tone. The world feels darker, heavier, almost hopeless. We see villages abandoned, cities preparing for war, and strange dark energy spreading like a disease across the land. This isn't just another villain threatening a kingdom. This feels like the collapse of civilization itself. The Whispered One's influence appears to be infecting everything it touches. And that's what makes him different from previous enemies. Dragons destroy, tyrants conquer, but the Whispered One corrupts. He transforms. He turns allies into enemies and hope into fear. The trailer repeatedly shows citizens looking terrified even before battles begin. That suggests the enemy isn't merely physical. It's psychological. Imagine trying to save the world while the world itself begins losing faith. Not exactly ideal working conditions. And honestly, Vox Machina might need more than healing potions this time. They may need therapy. But while the world falls deeper into darkness, another threat is quietly emerging within the team itself. And that's where things become even more dangerous. One of the most interesting moments in the trailer involves mysterious magical energy surrounding several members of Vox Machina, especially those who have always struggled with power and responsibility. The visuals strongly suggest that forbidden magic will play a major role in these episodes. And history has taught us one thing. Forbidden power never comes with free shipping. There's always a cost. The trailer repeatedly cuts between scenes of destruction and scenes of characters seemingly gaining access to new abilities. That's not an accident. The editing is deliberately creating a connection. It asks an important question. Can you fight darkness without becoming part of it? This theme has always existed within Vox Machina, but Season 4 appears ready to push it further than ever before. Some characters may be willing to cross lines they once swore they'd never cross. Others may refuse. And that conflict could fracture the team exactly when unity is needed most. Because when the fate of Exandria hangs in the balance, morality becomes complicated. Very complicated. But one particular character appears especially vulnerable to the Whispered One's influence. And if our theory is correct, their decision could determine whether Exandria survives. Here's the biggest mistake anyone can make when analyzing this trailer. Assuming the Whispered One wants to win through brute force. Because every clue suggests something far more terrifying. He wants followers, not victims. Think about it. The trailer focuses heavily on cult-like imagery, whispers, symbols, dark rituals, people gathering in secret. This isn't an invasion. It's a conversion. The Whispered One doesn't need to conquer every city. He only needs enough believers, enough fear, enough desperation. And suddenly entire populations begin helping him achieve his goals. That's what makes this villain so frightening. He weaponizes human weakness, fear, grief, lust, regret, all emotions that become incredibly powerful during times of crisis. And judging by what we see in episodes 4 through 6, Exandria is entering its greatest crisis yet. Of course, if the Whispered One's army is growing, then Vox Machina's resistance must be shrinking. And the trailer drops several hints that devastating losses are coming. Let's talk about the emotional heart of this trailer. Sacrifice. Almost every major scene revolves around someone preparing to lose something. A friend, a family member, a part of themselves, or perhaps their life. The dialogue repeatedly references difficult choices and impossible odds. That's really a good sign in fantasy stories, especially when epic music starts playing in the background. Historically speaking, Epic music is basically a warning label. The trailer specifically emphasizes emotional reactions from multiple members of Vox Machina. We see grief, anger, despair, determination. Those reactions suggest major events are about to unfold, possibly events that permanently alter the team, because some battles leave scars that healing magic can't fix. And this feels like one of those battles. What makes it even more heartbreaking is that every character seems aware of the danger. Nobody looks confident. Nobody looks certain. Everyone appears to understand the cost of failure. And that's exactly why the stakes feel so real. Now let's discuss the massive action sequences teased throughout the trailer, because they look absolutely incredible. Huge armies, magical explosions, monstrous creatures, entire landscapes being transformed by supernatural forces. Season 4 appears to be operating on a scale we've never seen before. The conflict is no longer confined to a single location. The entire world is becoming a battlefield. And what's fascinating is how the trailer balances spectacle with emotion. Every giant battle shot is followed by close-up character moments. That tells us something important. The creators don't want audiences focusing solely on the war. They want us focused on the people fighting it. Because wars become meaningful when we care about who's standing on the front lines. And Vox Machina has always excelled at making viewers care, even when those characters are making absolutely terrible decisions. Looking at you, Scanlan, you know exactly what you did. Seriously though, has there ever been a Vox Machina mission that started with a solid plan and ended with a solid plan? If you said yes, you may have been influenced by dark magic. One of the trailer's strongest themes is inevitability. Everything feels like it's moving toward a catastrophic event. The sky looks darker. The environment appears corrupted. Entire regions seem transformed. It's almost as if Exandria itself is dying. And that's a terrifying possibility. Because if the Whispered One succeeds, victory won't simply mean political control. It could mean fundamentally reshaping reality. The trailer repeatedly hints at world-altering consequences. Not temporary damage, permanent change. The kind of change that affects every future season, every future character, every future story. And that's why episodes 4 through 6 feel so important. These episodes may represent the point of no return, the moment when events become impossible to reverse. But perhaps the most chilling reveal comes during the trailer's final moments, and it suggests the Whispered One may already be several steps ahead. Near the end of the trailer, we see imagery that appears intentionally ambiguous. At first glance, it looks like another dramatic action sequence. But look closer. The framing, the dialogue, the reactions, everything points toward a shocking revelation. The Whispered One isn't simply responding to Vox Machina's actions. He's anticipating them. Every move they make may already be part of his plan. That's terrifying because it transforms the conflict completely. This is no longer heroes versus villain. It's heroes versus inevitability. The question becomes, how do you defeat an enemy who wants you to fight exactly where and when you're fighting? That strategic advantage could explain why several characters appear increasingly desperate throughout the trailer. Because every victory may secretly serve the enemy, and every sacrifice may bring him closer to success. So what do we think happens in episodes 4, 5, and 6? Theory number 1. A major character makes a deal involving forbidden power. Theory number 2. The Whispered One gains access to an artifact or source of energy capable of accelerating his plans. Theory number 3. Vox Machina suffers a devastating loss that changes the team's dynamic forever. And theory number 4, the one that worries me most. These episodes end with the Whispered One winning. Not completely, but enough. Enough to prove he can be stopped later. Enough to leave Exandria wounded. Enough to leave audiences desperately waiting for the next episode. Because let's be honest, the trailer doesn't feel like it's building toward a clean victory. It feels like it's building toward disaster. Everything in this trailer points toward one conclusion. The war for Exandria has entered a new phase. The Whispered One's influence is spreading. The stakes have never been higher. The choices have never been harder. And the consequences have never been more permanent. Vox Machina isn't fighting for treasure. They're not fighting for glory. They're fighting for the survival of an entire world, a world that may already be slipping away. And if these episodes deliver even half of what the trailer promises, we could be looking at some of the darkest, most emotional, and most unforgettable chapters in the history of the Legend of Vox Machina. But that's just my breakdown. What do you think? Will Vox Machina find a way to stop the Whispered One? Which character do you think is in the greatest danger? And do you believe Exandria can survive what's coming? Drop your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future coverage of The Legend of Vox Machina Season 4. Because if this trailer is any indication, the real nightmare is only beginning, and Exandria may never be the same again. Thanks for watching.